you got here today?
I haven't the faintest idea why I keep submitting myself to this. I don't know.
What do you mean by that?
Howard's always the toughest interview you ever want to do, or don't want to do.
Why is it so tough?
Oh, you know, there are no rules when you come in with Howard. There are no rules. He just, he's the king, man. You just have to submit to being in his court. So he's always been great with me, though, so I really have no complaints. But then again, talk to me after the show.
Carol Alt will be here at 8:30, the supermodel. Fred says she's not.
He's got...
and I've got proof to back it up.
He went out on the street and interviewed people. He actually, I've never seen him do that.
He just got up and did something.
Why are you so cruel to Carol Alt? No, really, you really are cruel. Last time, I swear the last time Fred was...
over the top.
Fred was over the top, and Carol almost cried. I mean, Carol probably will say she didn't, but it looked to me like she was really upset.
Yeah,
I guess I can't see her face, so I don't...
No, it really looked like she was going to cry, and I made you stop. I've always said you're a supermodel. I still think you're a supermodel. I think you look beautiful.
I read that the word was coined for her, regardless of what Fred says.
Fred, tell Carol what you found on the internet.
No, I found...
Who's Fred? Is there a Fred here?
Fred to nobody.
Yes, well, I looked for you on the internet, Carol. I couldn't find one mention of you.
Oh, come on. She's done over 20 movies.
In Italy. Anybody.
No, more than Italy.
The pizza man could get
come on. Why are you putting her down?
I'm not. She goes, Fred who?
You know what it is? I think you want her, and you're so jealous.
Who wouldn't want her?
Right. But you don't like that she says she's a supermodel.
I have a problem with that.
I think she is a supermodel.
She's super to me.
Shouldn't we bring her in as long as we're talking about her?
Yeah, she should
and
be
she's here?
to defend herself.
But she better not start crying, though.
I hope she's probably ready for Fred this time.
Right.
You know, after that laugh.
Where is Carol? Oh, beautiful. Carol always she's all decked out.
She's trying extra hard.
You know what? Fred's like the guy.
Sure, I think there's nothing changed in your mind.
You know what Fred's like? Fred's
Opinion, not anything.
Fred's like the guy who abuses a woman until she finally gives in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Listen, Howard, it's been a long time since I've had a date, so yes, for sure.
Is that true? When's the last time you had a date?
About 20 years ago when I first met my husband.
Really?
You haven't dated since then?
Since the divorce?
I haven't. No.
Come on, let's go.
Well, you know, I'm only 4 months back from Africa in any case. And
oh, I didn't know you were in Africa. How would I know you're in Africa?
Because you interviewed me the day I got back. 17 hours on the flight, I got off and had an interview with Howard Stern.
Yeah.
Oh, is that right?
It was the highlight of my day.
Really?
It sure was. I entered New York and had an interview with you guys. Hey, Robin. Huh?
I didn't realize that.
Okay.
And you haven't had a date since?
No.
Men are scared of you. I'm not.
They are.
I'm not afraid of you.
And you know what? If you do get the odd date, right? First of all, they think that it's okay to jump you because you're a supermodel.
Right.
Excuse me, Fred. Sorry.
Fred says you're not a supermodel.
That's okay.
Did you hear this tape?
And that's why they're not jumping her.
Did you hear the tape at all?
No.
He went out on the street and interviewed people about whether you were a supermodel.
We're trying to conduct a survey here, and your help would be greatly appreciated. Can you show that first picture, please? Can you identify this woman?
No, I can't.
No, I do not. Please.
It's upside down.
Here, do you know who this woman is?
No, I don't.
Well, she looked kind of like that Monica Lewinsky.
Did you say that Carol Alt is currently a supermodel?
She says she's a supermodel.
Would it make her a supermodel that I don't know her?
I wouldn't consider her a supermodel,
Do you think she ever was a supermodel? Judging from the criterion used today of what a supermodel is.
No.
These are all his friends.
Yeah.
He says he ran.
I swear to God, I did not stack the deck.
Fred's doing the different voices. I don't think he interviewed people.
I did not stack
he's
the
on
deck.
fire about this.
You know what? Let him be on fire about something, because it's obviously the only thing he's on fire about.
What is it, Bob?
How you guys doing?
Right.
Listen, Fred is a complete idiot.
I know.
About 13 years ago, or 12 years or something, is back when Carol was really the supermodel. I mean, she's still gorgeous, but
absolutely.
If you walk around the streets right now and ask people about Letitia Costa or somebody, they'll know who she is. But you go 12 years down the road, she's going to be obscure as hell. Carol was absolutely a supermodel.
No, she wasn't.
Look
As a
at her
matter of fact,
cover.
play that clip by Cindy Crawford.
Look at Cosmopolitan.
What? Play the clip by Cindy Crawford. She was on the show, and she said that Carol was not around at the time that they were supermodels.
research.
No, she was right here. You missed
Crawford, man. I remember the Obermeyer ads back in the day. Oh my God.
No. See, the thing is like the thing is, a supermodel should be face recognition, which nobody seems to know who Carol is anymore.
Right.
Nobody can name one magazine cover.
Let me hear this tape.
Then they don't know Vogue or Cosmo or
Let me hear the tape.
Well, they know enough about Claudia Schiffer and all the other
ones. This is Cindy Crawford. Let's hear your evidence.
I want to to know who's in charge of the sound effects.
Fred over there.
Fred.
And he likes you.
The guy who
I know,
dubbed
he's
you
the
a
super nut.
supermodel.
And
Yeah,
he's the super
he says
nut.
Carol Alt is not in your league.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely.
Right.
She's a lovely lady, though.
But she's not as good looking
Well, I
as
just
you.
don't think supermodels really existed at that time either.
Right. You believe you are the original supermodel.
No, not me. I think it was that whole group, like
Christy and-
Linda, Naomi, and Claudia. I think
Right.
that was like the first kind of when that term was dubbed.
What do you think of that? Will you fight Cindy Crawford about that?
You know what? History speaks for itself.
I believe you are a supermodel.
Cindy was also in a book that said that she was the first one to do posters and calendars. Excuse me.
You
And
were.
exercise videos. I wasn't even. What about Farrah?
Right.
Excuse me.
Right.
You know, so everybody has a selective memory, like Fred.
Right.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Like Fred,
Well,
like Fred.
I don't know. It seems like a supermodel, a bona fide supermodel, shouldn't be entitled
What
to
is
her
the
opinion.
criteria for supermodel?
Face
Fred?
recognition for one, and nobody seemed to know who
you know
Carol
what?
was.
You know how it really
Name
came
recognition, which nobody seemed to know who she was.
Fred, Carol is trying to talk. Just
Well, she asked a question. I was
You
answering her
are
question.
being
No, I didn't
rude.
ask a question.
She's coming in
Fred.
with her hoity-toity attitude and trying to
She's
beat me
been
into
very
submission.
lovely.
You are being rude.
Go ahead, Carol.
In order
Excuse
to
me.
answer your question, Robin, what actually happened was in 1982-83, I was working in a studio, and the agency called me every 5 minutes. And it was Penn's studio, and I was working for Vogue, and I knew that this guy would never book me again because every 5 minutes the phone rang, and he was one of those very quiet, calm, Zen kind of people. And I walked into John Casablancas from Elite, and I said, you know what, John, I will never work for Penn again. And he said, well, why not? Don't you like him? I said, no, he doesn't like me. You know why? Because every 5 minutes the phone rang. I said, every booker was looking for me for this trip to Paris. I said, that's so ridiculous to lose a job because my bookers are trying to make sure I'm getting work. I said, you know what? I need one booker who works just with me. And he looked at me and says, you know what, you're right. There are girls that are working every single day, and there are girls that are working kind of every other day.
Right.
He said, so we're going to create a super elite division.
Right.
And,
Thus,
And you
super
were
Exactly.
the one
model.
who started that.
well, I think
Yes.
it came from that, but it was John's idea. I just had this need. So
What do you think of that, Fred?
Necessity is the mother of invention.
I think she's grasping at straws. He said
I
super
once
elite
heard,
division.
let me just say,
This is unbelievable.
I once heard that the criteria for supermodels
Yes.
was,
If I inseminate them.
yes,
Isn't that the case?
Well, then I'm not a supermodel.
Well, not yet. No. I'm working on it. Yes, go ahead.
they had to have a number of covers, including Vogue, Cosmo, or Sports Illustrated,
Haven't you had all of them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they had to have their own endorsement deal.
Which you've had.
Several.
Yes. Fred, what do you make of that?
You know what's funny? I went on the internet and I looked under models.
Oh, here we go again.
All right, let's hear
Now,
this.
this is the internet, okay, Carol? I'm just reporting what I found on the internet. Did
Yeah,
I
but,
create the
Fred,
internet? Did I create
you
this
lost
file?
You lost this argument last time.
All right,
when
what did
told
you
me
find?
I'm
don't
not
have
losing
any
the
web
argument. I've
page
got
or
Cindy
any
Crawford to back me up.
What did- so far, Robin has
I have at
even-
least 20 people.
What
on
do
the
you
street.
think of what
There's a
Robin
couple
just
of us.
said?
What's that?
What do you think of
What do you think of what Robin just
People
said?
could not
He's gonna
name the
ignore
last
that.
magazine cover that she was on. Sure, where, other than private parts, where have you seen her? And maybe
You'll
that
see me
Hulk
next
Hogan
week
show.
on Fox Family Channel, and I've got
What, King of the Hill?
No.
No.
Thank you, but that's
What?
the last thing I did. But the
Yeah, it
next
was a
thing I did
cartoon.
in 1 week.
It was a cartoon. It wasn't a film.
Wait a second. When she was a model,
Not in a film like with Billy Baldwin or anything.
when she was modeling, she did every cover that Robin just mentioned. She had endorsement deals.
So did a lot of other models, but nobody is claiming to be a
But you
supermodel like
also had
Carol
to
is.
have
I never
your
claimed this
own
argument. Never
endorsement
started with
deal.
me, Fred. So excuse me. If there's any discussion at all, then there must be, a reason for it.
Let me ask you something, because this has got to be settled
Because
once
you're
and for all. I can't keep
perpetuating
having
this.
Carol on here with this argument.
What?
Although maybe I could. Let me ask you something, because I'm fascinated by you, Fred.
Okay.
What did you find on the internet?
What did I find on
All
the
right.
internet?
Yes.
They had volumes of stuff on Claudia Schiffer. They had volumes of stuff on Ellen
Right,
McPherson,
right.
Cindy Crawford,
Okay.
Claudia Schiffer. You know what they had under the listing under Carol Alt?
Tell me.
Semi-retired.
Semi-retired. Well, she's not. She is a retired model.
Her birth date
She's an actress.
and the color of her hair, and that was it.
Do you believe
Hey,
this?
Fred, are
Listen,
you
I'm
on
proud to
there?
be just mentioned in that list.
That
of
was
women
it. No,
in
but
the
see,
same
they didn't give her.
sentence.
They didn't give her a supermodel credit. They didn't say.
Oh,
what she's
this
been
is
in.
outrageous.
She said
There is a
a few
supermodel
obscure.
credit.
This is
people-
outrageous. Yes, Betsy, go ahead. Go ahead. This is outrageous.
Defend Carol. Back in when Christy was on, when Christy Brinkley,
Yes.
they didn't have the name.
Matter of fact, Christy
They what?
Brinkley. What?
Let this woman make a
sorry.
point. Yes, go ahead.
They didn't have the term supermodel.
Right. Look at Carol now as she's a supermodel. I would bang Carol over Cindy Crawford. I had them both here.
Her because she was in Howard's movie too.
Hey, seriously, looking at Carol right now, and I had Cindy on there, I'm 10 times more attracted to you.
Thank you, Howard.
10 times. I'd bang you over her any day.
And I'm more attracted to you than Fred.
Yeah, well, most people are.
Fred, because he's an idiot.
Thank you for defending.
What is it, Jeff?
Hi, Jeff. I want to just suggest that Carol All should be on with Paul McKenna.
Oh, get hypnotized?
Uh-huh.
You ever been hypnotized?
No, I haven't.
Ever wanted to get hypnotized?
Oh, sometimes when I want to forget a guy, I'd like to get hypnotized out of
Like
it.
forget Fred?
Yeah, we could hypnotize you to forget Fred.
Why, are you still pining away for your husband?
Yeah, a little bit.
You are.
Well, maybe we need to hypnotize you then.
I think so.
Have you spoken with him since the divorce?
Well, yeah.
You have.
Oh, he's been nice to me.
He has.
Of course. He better be.
What happened? Did you break up with him or he broke up with you?
You know, this is the biggest thing. Well.
He dumped you.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe. God. Who's he with now?
I don't know.
Kate Moss.
You still don't talk to him about his relationship?
No, he won't talk to me.
Oh, he doesn't?
No. I email him all the time. I say, okay, I know this, I know that. But he doesn't respond. He's very discreet. That's what I liked about him.
Uh-huh.
Right. Is Kate Moss a supermodel?
Absolutely.
She is?
Kate Moss is a supermodel. Amber Valletta's a supermodel. Nadja Arman's a supermodel.
I don't know these people. I don't know anything Nadja Arman.
As a matter
I know
of fact,
Carol
as a
Alt
matter
over
of
there.
fact, there is a new category called mega models.
Right.
Of which Carol Alt is not. Now, you want to make a claim that you're a mega model now?
No,
Christy
I
Brinkley
won't.
is a mega model. Naomi Campbell, Linda Evangelista.
Why is Christy Brinkley a mega model?
Because she's just done it all.
And so has Carol.
No, she's
been on every magazine cover.
in that class.
Oh, my
Not
God.
in that class.
You know what, Fred? I'm not even going to
Please.
dignify that with an answer.
Oh, now you say
What did
Christy
they
Brinkley
do
is
that Carol
nothing?
Alt hasn't
I never
done?
said that. I'm not
Well,
dignifying you with an answer.
Then what are you insinuating?
Oh.
I'm insinuating you're not worth an answer.
Oh, is that right? Fine.
Actually, I
Who
didn't
cares?
insinuate that. I meant that.
Good.
Directly.
That's fine.
I'm so
not only
tired.
We would
Not
have,
about
we would
someone
have
else.
such
You're
a
not
good
polite.
time if Fred wasn't here.
I know.
We would. I have lots to talk about.
He ruins it.
Not about
What
your
is
modeling.
it? Could Fred tell us what those women have done that Carol Alt hasn't done?
What,
Yeah.
everybody,
What has
knows that
Christy
they have
Brinkley
internet
done
pages.
that Carol Alt
well, she
hasn't done?
fits all the criterion that Robin
Go
was
ahead.
talking about. She says she has face, the face recognition, the name recognition.
And you
She's
don't
done
think Carol
runway
does?
work. Who knows what she's done?
I'll tell you what
This
she's
is
done.
probably back in the dark ages.
She did
before
all
there
the
was a term
magazine
such as
covers.
supermodel.
She did all the magazine
But so
covers.
did a lot of these people.
Oh, forget
What
it.
these
My God,
people?
Lauren Bacall used
Here is
to do that.
here
Did
is
that make her a
wait a second.
supermodel?
Let's Jillian.
Yes.
All right, what is it?
I have to defend Carol. Good Lord, Fred. I mean, she kind of made the point that I already wanted to make was the fact that it was the super elite part of the agency, and it was the media that pinned her supermodel.
Thank you.
The media penned her
Now, where are you
supermodel.
getting your information from something that you know or from what Carol just parroted?
Well, no, it's because my mother used to model, and I remember when Carol
who's
was
your
working
mother?
a lot.
I remember.
Who's your mother? Was she famous?
No,
Well, there you go.
but it doesn't matter because I remember
Then
when
I guess
Carol
I can
was
just
doing a
discount
lot
your
of
theory,
work.
can't I?
Fred is so worked up over this.
Please.
I know, and I'm sorry. I have
More
to
than
defend
I-
myself.
Even when we have a meeting,
Thank
Carol,
you.
and we said you were coming in, Fred ran out with a tape recorder and interviewed people on the street. This is how,
At least I inspire him to
You know
work.
what kills me?
he doesn't do
God,
anything
because we
ever.
can't.
Exactly.
You know? At least I have a good effect.
He never does anything unless this is the topic.
Exactly.
Because he thinks he knows everything about models.
Well, I'm glad he's so obsessed over me. Thanks, Fred.
Fred, why don't you
obsessed
write a
over
book
you.
about models?
It's already been done.
But you could do another.
Nah, I don't know enough about models. And that
What is
Oh,
it?
my God. Here's somebody who's judging me who says he doesn't know enough about models. Okay.
and about
that
models
ends the
and their
conversation
personal.
right there.
No. I know about this aspect of
That-
it,
that
Carol.
ends the
don't
conversation right
no.
there.
That doesn't even.
Bring
that
me an
doesn't even
authority.
wash.
Bring me a leading authority.
Right. Daniel, what is it?
Well, I was just wanting to comment on how I think Fred's being a jerk about this. I mean,
You think? Explain to me.
Well, for one thing, I mean, I don't really know who Carol is. I've never heard of her.
You don't know
before.
who she is. Okay.
No.
Well, that doesn't mean
But
anything.
Of course,
Have you ever seen her in your movies? Have you ever seen her on a magazine cover?
Never have. But
Did
I'm,
you see Howard Stern's
Have you
movie?
seen?
Yeah, what
have
movie?
You seen Christy
She was in the
Brinkley?
same movie you were in.
I know.
I'm still a puppy, anyways. I'm just 22 years old.
You know who
Still,
Christy is? Christy Brinkley?
Yeah.
Okay, you know who?
What movies has she been in?
Honestly,
She was in
couldn't
National
tell you.
Lampoon's Vacation.
And?
What else?
Oh God, she's probably been in other ones. I just can't think of them.
Yeah, right. All of a sudden he doesn't know.
Doesn't matter,
something.
Robin. The fact is everybody in the world knows Christy Brinkley.
I know Carol Alt.
9 out of 10 people do not know Carol Alt.
And he argues about this with me when you're not here.
Well, he's
That-
obsessed
can-
over
can
this.
you-
He's
can you-
obsessed over me.
Look at her.
I would
She's
just like Carol to
obsessed
explain away one thing. Now, these people who I talked to on the street, they weren't shills. They were people. Ganji could be.
Oh, come on. This is
we picked them
ridiculous.
up off of the
Chris,
street.
what is it?
and
Go
they
ahead.
Don't know
Listen,
who she
anybody,
is.
can I just say one thing?
What is it?
And they're not
Anybody who-
kids either.
Anybody who listens to your show has got to at least know my name.
Right.
Because you were a real bud, Howard.
And there's millions of people.
All the
Right,
time.
exactly.
The people, as a matter of fact, the people who do listen to the show, the only reason they know Carol Alt is from listening to the show.
I think Fred is afraid of our relationship, Carol, and that he will be left out.
That you actually know a supermodel, and he only gets to look at their pictures.
Right. I know a supermodel.
I have to tell you something really funny, though.
Yes.
Last week I went out to listen to a friend of mine sing in a club in Los Angeles, and I was walking out. This girl walked right up to me in my face, and she went, you know, you kind of look like that supermodel chick that Howard Stern loves so much. You know, Carol Alt. And I went, do I? And I said, she goes, oh, God, don't tell me you're Carol Alt. I just put my foot in my mouth. I thought, I have to tell Howard that. I mean, now I'm the supermodel chick that Howard loves.
That's right, you are. That's exactly who you are.
So
don't forget
that answers your question.
No, that just makes a person who listens to the show, being like a fan of Howard, now becomes a fan of you.
Oh, boy.
That's all that
you
makes.
won't give it up.
Oh, please.
Give that up.
What is it, Beth? Beth, go ahead.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Yes, quickly.
Okay, I have to point out that they just did a documentary, I believe it was on VH1, and they specifically pointed out that the supermodel term was coined by Carol Alt.
By or for?
For Carol Alt.
For her, because exactly they talked about how she needed just one booker, and they said that
you
was
see,
the
Fred?
beginning of
Now,
it.
apologize to Carol.
No, I'm not going to.
You don't even buy this woman's...
No, I don't buy what this woman is saying.
It was a documentary done on models, and they said...
Well, who did it,
he started
VH1?
it.
He will not back down. I'm sorry.
absolutely not.
I apologize, Carol. Next time you come in, I'll have Fred removed from the room.
I would appreciate that, Howard. We
Yeah.
talk about something more important. Thank you,
Yeah.
Beth.
I can't believe your husband, Ron Greshner, your ex-husband, dumped you. That is sick.
A lot of people don't believe that.
I don't.
But it's true. No,
I've seen Ron. He's nothing to look at.
Oh, he's a great guy, though. I mean, any girl who catches him is getting a real catch.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
It sounds to me like...
Listen to how she talks about him.
It sounds to me...
Shouldn't I? We were together for 15 years.
It sounds to me like Carol actually wanted out. No
She's
woman...
being gracious?
Yeah.
I see.
Listen, let me tell you a couple statistics here. I mean, it's so much easier for men to find
Do you think you were good in bed with him? Do you think that you were sexually compatible, or do you think that he wasn't satisfied?
Well, you know what, Howard? I wasn't home enough to know that.
Really? When you were with him, though, was the sex great?
Great.
For you, you mean?
For him, I hope, too. Otherwise, why would he hang for 15 years?
A lot of times women think the sex is great.
But why would he hang for 15 years? You got to ask.
Who knows? Who knows?
Who knows? Who knows?
You don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. He hasn't really talked about that to me in 2 years.
And you can't get a date.
It's really hard, Howard. Look at these men out there. I mean, come on,
Look
they're
at
all
them.
like Fred.
They're all like Fred, right? I'm sure men ask you
Maybe
out.
she's a snob, that's why.
Do men ask you out?
No, I think they're afraid of me.
Maybe they assume you're married.
Well, it hasn't really been out there that I'm divorced because I never really talked about it. I mean,
Right.
only with you.
Right.
There aren't many people. You know, anybody who asks me, I kind of say, yeah, well, kind of, you know.
I like your lips. I like what you did with them.
Yeah?
Yeah, I like the lipstick. And what'd you do? You put liner around them?
Mm-hmm.
Sexy. That's the new look, Robin.
Is it? I'll have to guess.
Sexy lips.
When I look at them, I get aroused.
Yeah, but you know what the thing is, Howard?
I'm
My
just looking-
lipstick never gets smudged anymore.
No, I'll smudge it. I'm looking at your lips, and I'm getting an arousal.
Really?
Yeah. Isn't that weird?
Hey, this is the next advertisement for some kind of cosmetic.
Looking at her lips. I am so full of
Cheapers, what do you have, like a tuning fork under
testosterone.
there?
A what?
A tuning fork under there that, like,
I have a tuning fork.
sounds whenever you get aroused?
That is not a sound effect. That's the actual sound of my arousal.
This is pretty cool. I think he's the only guy in the country that has an arousal sound.
Yeah, can you believe that?
You have a theme song for your arousal. Well, maybe not that kind of noise
they're
anyway.
Kind of quiet.
Isn't that boring?
So you haven't you haven't had sex with a man in how long?
Well,
Seriously.
it doesn't mean I've had sex with a woman either.
No, I know. When is the last time you had sex with a guy?
It's been a while.
6 months?
Listen, I was in Africa for a year. It wasn't like I could have sex with anybody in Africa.
Why not? What about a nice African gentleman? Oh,
No,
you're
I heard
prejudiced?
once you go black, you never go back, so I was afraid to go in that direction because I didn't want to be like
You've never
stuck.
slept with a black guy, have you?
No.
And you would not?
I don't know. You know, there are some very, very sexy black men, I have to tell you.
Yes, but would you have sex with one of them?
Depends. You know what? You never know who you can fall in love with.
Because you just said in Africa you would not have sex with anybody
Yeah,
there.
I didn't find any kind of, like, really great kind of gorgeous, sexy
Guys?
no.
Black guys?
Yeah, they're all kind of out of shape.
I don't think you
actually.
dig black guys.
Depends on the black guy. I don't
Really?
always dig white guys either. I don't always dig white girls either. But
You didn't, but now you dig white girls.
I've got a lot of lesbian friends.
You do?
Oh,
Would you
sure.
consider that?
I don't think so.
I think you would. I think when someone says I don't think so,
They mean yes?
they mean yes.
Well, I wish the guys who ask me out for a date would believe. I don't think so.
So guys have asked you out, but you haven't been turned on enough to go with somebody.
Well, I've gone with a couple guys out for like the first date, and then they're all over you like a wet blanket, and you want to slap them one.
I see. Well, I know if you gave me a date, I would probably jump on
You'd
top of
probably
you.
lunge at her, too.
I would.
You know what?
Why wait?
I'm really conservative, and that's really kind of
That's kind of a turnoff.
Yeah, I think it's a turnoff for men.
Yeah, I need instant gratification.
Yeah, I think a lot of men do.
Yeah,
There's no building of like kind of respect and all this kind of stuff, and I don't understand.
Need romance, quick romance.
I need long-term romance.
Really?
Yeah, for longer than 15 years next time.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, good luck.
Yes. Listen, Howard, you did it, and you're my inspiration.
That is
man.
true. That is true. I have.
You're my inspiration.
Is that really true?
Yeah, I see you. Listen, if your wife can put up with what you do on the radio,
Yes.
I think that most men should be able to put up with a lousy kiss on screen, don't you?
I think so.
Okay.
Oh, is that what was his problem?
That was one of his problems.
Oh, dear.
Your husband was mad that you would kiss men on screen.
Yeah, and no matter how many times I told him, listen, you know, I think of you, or I put attributes I like about you on me. I mean, I'm an actress, so what do you want?
Well, you know, even my wife says to me, I kissed Cindy Margolis, the world's most downloaded internet woman.
What was your excuse?
And I went through my mind. I said, my wife's not going to like it. I said, wait a second. Is it any different than an actor kissing? I mean, I'm on camera. The woman says, hey, she's going to kiss me.
No.
If I was
you
making out with,
for a kiss.
if Carol Alt right now said to me, look, I want to kiss
I
you
need
on
a
camera.
kiss.
Now, if she said to me off camera she wants to kiss me, that's a different story.
I kissed you on camera last time.
You did? I don't even remember.
Oh, thanks a lot.
Oh, I blocked it out.
There you go, Fred. There's more ammunition.
No, I blocked it out on purpose. Because if I start thinking about it, I'll be done
Get
for.
another doing.
No, what I'm talking about.
Sound effect over there.
What I'm talking about is, let's say you and I kissed on camera right now.
Okay.
All right. Let's say I laid down on that couch with you, on camera.
Howard, you'd have big red lips.
Yeah, that's all right.
The rest of the day.
So does Bozo. So I would, let's say I laid down on that couch next to you, and I started to like fool around with you. If it was on camera, to me, that's acting.
Yeah.
That's not really doing anything.
You're stretching.
I don't think so. I don't.
I think so.
I don't. Well, you're not married to me.
You're not in a scene. You're creating
But it is a
situation.
scene. But it is a scene.
It's no scene.
I'm the wild man of radio.
Yeah, right.
A girl says to me, hey, I'm going to kiss you, and I'm going to back down and say, no, my fans will be
She
disappointed.
didn't say she was going to kiss you. You asked for a kiss.
Oh, please.
You created the whole thing.
Let's play strip homeless game with Carol. Where were we?
I don't know. Where were we?
So when is the last time you had sex with a guy?
A while.
Has it been a year?
Yeah.
And what are you doing? Just pleasing yourself?
No.
Oh, liar.
I'm working.
That's a lie.
I'm working a lot.
You don't touch yourself.
So I have to dignify that with an answer.
The answer is yes, you do touch yourself. Of course you do. You're a woman. Robin touches herself.
Robin.
Doing it now.
She really is. She loves to do it during
Robin,
the show.
you are so dang quick.
It's so dirty. No, Robin's very honest about it. She is. She is honest. You are honest when you...
I mean, we're sexual beings. We should not live without orgasms.
Right. You don't have a vibrator?
No.
Oh, you know what? You know what?
Life's too short,
No wonder your husband broke up with you.
Yes, I guess maybe. Hey?
No wonder your husband broke up
I
with
was
you.
conservative. It's all my fault.
You really are. You must be conservative in the sack. I would just totally dirty you up. What religion?
You know how many years he's been telling me that?
What religion are you? Seriously.
You know what? I consider myself a citizen of the world.
Yeah, but what were you raised?
I was raised Catholic.
Okay.
That
All right.
says
You know
it all,
what? You have to be turned into like a dirty little girl. Guys don't know how to deal with you. You know why?
They don't.
Because they think you're so China perfect, and they're going to break you.
This is true.
No. Oh, please.
Even
You know
my
what?
dead husband felt that way.
I know.
Sure.
Of course. I know what I do to you. First thing I do is I buy a big vibrator.
A big one.
A big one.
Big one.
And then I would tie Carol up to the bed, and I would work her over with the vibrator until she's screaming. Oh,
I think
please.
the second I saw that vibrator, I'd start screaming.
I don't even think you've ever had an orgasm. What do you think of that? I don't think you have.
Ah, well, I'll let you wonder, Howard.
You haven't.
Mystery is the...
I don't think Ron ever gave you an orgasm.
Oh, dear.
I'm being serious.
Why would she
Maybe
be
you should
dying
have
to go
Ron on
back
here to
him?
dignify that with
I
an
can
answer.
tell. I can tell he never delivered the goods to you. You haven't even had
Then
one.
why did he leave me? I didn't leave him for lack of that.
He left you because he wasn't wild enough. You weren't wild enough for him. And he didn't know how to turn you into a dirty little slut.
Yeah.
And I
Maybe.
do. I know how to do it.
Well, like, write a book and give me lessons or something.
Well, I'm going to give you lessons. I'm going to tutor you.
And it'll all be to
I think
help
that's Howard.
her.
I think that's Howard's next book, Robin. Don't you?
Believe me.
Howard on sex.
I'll tell you something. I could kiss you, slide my hands over your hips in a suggestive way, and you'd have an orgasm. What do you think of that?
I think that's pretty cool, Howard.
You're damn right.
Your wife is a very lucky woman.
I didn't say I could do it to my wife.
Oh, well.
You're a
very
different
unlucky
thing.
woman.
That's right. My wife's been around me way too long.
Uh-oh.
All right, so anyway. You and Ron, so you're telling me that you have not pleasured yourself in over a year.
I'm not dignifying that with an answer.
Are you embarrassed to answer it?
No.
Why? Do you think you have the image? You can't talk about
Listen, Howard, I have no idea what my image is anymore. Every time I come on this show, it changes.
it? No, you have a wonderful image.
Yes, you keep it that way.
All right.
You.
All right. So you're here to promote something. Carol Alt, of course.
Yes.
Supermodel.
Mm-hmm.
Her Fox Family Channel original movie, Catch Me If You Can. What is this movie?
Well, I play an ex-wife.
Yeah, well,
you know?
There you go.
Art imitates life.
You're kidding. Are you nude in this?
No.
You're not?
No. You know, I'd really like a sexy movie, Howard, but...
I'm going to write you one.
I wish you would. Everything you write is great, so come on.
I just got offered a movie. It was really sexy. You know, I got to be proud of myself. I got offered a movie. Yeah, well, I got an offer to a movie where every other page I'm banging a different woman.
Mm-hmm.
And I turned it down.
I would think you would.
It's a comedy. And I turned it down.
I don't know how. You know, I was working with the Outer Limits, and they came up to me and they said, "We wanted Howard Stern for this part."
Outer Limits?
Yeah.
What is that?
It's a television series.
I don't do television.
And they wanted you, and I said, well, I mean, they asked me to do something, and they said we wanted you and Howard Stern because of the movie.
No, I'm a film star now. I don't do
okay.
that. I don't.
This is okay.
I can't do movies, right? I'm a leading man.
Every film star is now doing television.
I'm a leading man. What?
Not even a special TV project like
very special.
Roots or something?
Roots I might do. Howard Stern's Roots. See all the miseries that were my ancestors. God, that would be a great Roots. It's like for 4 hours, nothing would happen. It would just be some guy pressing a pair of pants, which was my grandfather. Yeah, Joe, go ahead.
Hey, Howard, all right. This is Joe from Long Island. Listen, I go back and forth to Italy.
Yeah.
All these actresses, they, you know, when they're here, they're all prim and proper, but in Italy, they all get naked. You see Carol Alt on all the magazines naked.
Are you naked in the magazines?
What magazine?
What magazine?
Well, there's a designer magazine. You're on the cover for a watch, I think, or some kind of watch.
Have you ever appeared nude in a magazine? No, right?
One time, somebody got a photo of me when I was on the set, and my shirt blew up.
Oh, they got it? Where can I see that? Is that on the internet?
Oh, you know what? Celebrity Skin loves to run that one.
Really? I'd like to see that.
Hey, Howard,
Fred, have you seen that?
No, can't say that.
That's the only time I've ever even been caught.
Well, you say you saw her in Italy nude?
No, Howard. In Italy, all these actresses, they on these magazines.
But she's saying she didn't, you idiot. God.
Doesn't matter what I say, they're going to believe what they want anyway.
Wow, you're a very controversial woman.
I am. What can I tell you?
Yes, Darby, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what, Howard? You know what really bugs me? I've been listening to you for 12 years. You're all afraid of Fred. You know Fred's wrong. I think that's why Jackie's not even here today, because he doesn't want to be involved in this. Every time somebody stands up to Fred, whether it's you, Gary, Jackie, Fred gets up in their face and threatens them. Why can't you all just tell him right now, Fred, you're wrong?
Fred, you're wrong. I told him you're wrong.
He doesn't want to hear
it. He doesn't want to hear it.
I disagree, but how am I threatening Howard?
Every time anybody disagrees with you, Fred, you flip out, you storm out of the
Have I
you
flipped
start
out?
threatening people with your multi-personality
Excuse
self.
me.
Eric,
Sir?
Fred, who are you, dude?
Sir, have I flipped out this morning?
Oh, as soon as somebody if Howard stands up, you are...
Have I walked out of the room this morning?
All right. Fred,
Thank you.
Fred, I am telling you you're wrong.
Okay, that's fine. I disagree.
All right.
But I stand by my research. I stand by my street poll. I stand by Cindy Crawford.
My street poll.
Yes. You know, just average people on the street who did not know who Carol was. They're not fawning.
I don't
they're not
believe it.
fawning, you know, sycophants who sit there and do her makeup
now
and
they
take
know
her
who
picture.
I am now.
You're a beautiful, beautiful. There is no. You are one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen.
That's not even.
Do you hear what I'm saying?
I hear you.
I see a lot of women.
I hear you.
I see a lot of women. You're a beautiful woman.
Thank you.
She is, but there's
and
a lot of
your lips
beautiful
get
women.
me excited.
She's a model, Fred.
So you,
we had two beautiful women in the studio.
Are you
last
opposed
week.
to oral sex? Giving men oral sex?
Heck no.
You're not.
No.
You're good at it.
I don't know. I mean, that, you know, that's
Your husband
objective,
liked
isn't
it.
it?
You thought he liked it anyway.
I hope he liked it.
And you're really into it.
I like it.
You don't just throw a couple of kisses.
Yeah, from across the room.
Yeah, all right. Well, some girls think they're good at it.
Oh, dear.
Carol, perform that on me now, and I'll tell the men at home whether or not you're any good at it.
Oh, well.
Because then I would be able to tell.
There's an offer.
There's an offer.
If you don't mind.
This is the first offer of a date I've had in a really long
Well,
time.
at least I ask.
Yes.
Right.
You know what the problem with men today is they don't want to take care of women. They think, oh, you know, everybody's so feminist and this, that, and the other thing.
Right.
And they don't want to, you know, I just want some guy that's like nice to me.
Yeah. Well, keep
Takes
looking.
care of me.
It's not going to
Yeah.
happen.
I don't think
It's not
so.
going to happen. I'm taken.
Yes.
Right.
And that was it. That was my last chance.
That was your last hope. I should take Carol over to the Scores Chuck Norris bachelor party today.
What would she do there?
Want to meet some hot chicks?
This is the problem. That's all I meet.
Right.
A hot chick.
Carol Alt's movie is called Catch Me If You Can, where she plays a woman who is scorned.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah, but she's luckier, you know, at the end than I was.
Really? And what is it that in the movies even, that you're this woman who's left? Who would leave you? Very few men.
I don't know, but I guess I'm a good enough actress that they believe I can, like, act that out.
Right. Fred says Fred, do you have anything against Carol's acting?
No comment.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
I haven't seen her in anything that I can comment.
I thought she did a great job in Private Parts.
Thank you, Howard.
Yeah. But, you know, she kind of just tossed a couple of lines.
Oh, there was more than a couple of
walking through the
You know
airport.
what?
That actually was a good scene.
That's outrageous.
That's the hardest thing to do, is to be an actress who just shows up on a set for 3-4 days. You know what I mean? That's the hardest thing to do. You've got a set who's a family. Everybody's worked together for months, and you walk in there and you change the rhythm of the set.
Right.
It's the hardest thing for an actress to do. If you can pull that off, you can pull
Right.
it off anything.
Well, don't try and tell
And
Fred
what's
that.
harder,
I'm
saying
not trying to tell
lines or
Fred
not
anymore.
saying lines and having to act?
That's right.
Thank you.
Sometimes not saying lines is the hardest.
Yeah.
Because
Well-
you tend to try to do too much.
Thank you, Carol. It's always good to see you.
Carol, what's the deal with Fred? Why is he always going after you? So
I think personally he has got a major crush on me, and this is his defensive mechanism kicking in.
Darling, you know he wants to be a supermodel.
He wanted to be a supermodel.
Was he?
Like, I think the big question is whether gay, you know, Fred is gay or straight. That's the big question.
What? Now, why do you say that?
Because he has to trash women. So
you think he has an issue with women?
perhaps, or maybe just with me.
He's always going after you.
But are you a woman, or are you a woman dressed as a man dressed as a woman?
Oh, there you go.
That's the really big question.
Do you think you'll ever, like, you and Fred ever, like, have a truce, like, call a truce?
I hope so, because this is kind of getting boring. He brings up the same arguments over and over again.
What's
It's
that
really
Fred
good.
delivering that food basket to your hotel room at 3 o'clock in the morning?
I thought that was Fred. He looked very much
Yes,
like
I know.
Fred.
Yes, I know.
Do you think
This is scary.
Do you think it was odd that Fred actually went out on the street and did, like, a survey about you?
No, actually, I think it's kind of cool. I was flattered. I was flattered.